In last lectures, we have discussed about the fundamental quantities and fundamental units. Today, we will discuss the derived quantities and derived units. So, what are derived quantities? Derived quantities are those physical quantities which are depend on two or more fundamental quantities for their measurement are called derived quantities, and the derived units can be defined as the physical units or the units which depend upon two or more fundamental units for their expression or for their measurements are called derived units. There are so many types of derived physical quantities and derived units. For example, speed, this is a derived physical quantity. Momentum, this is also derived physical quantity. Force, this is also derived physical quantities. Pressure, area, volume, density, and many others are the physical quantities are called derived quantities. So, how we can describe these derived quantities in terms of fundamental quantities or derived units in terms of fundamental units. For example, if we consider speed, so this speed is nothing but distance upon time. Means speed is derived quantity, it is equal to distance upon time. This distance is fundamental quantity, that is length. This is also called as length upon time. Means speed is equal to distance upon time, that is length upon time. Means this speed can be expressed by using length and time. Length is fundamental quantity, this time is also fundamental quantity, and this speed depend upon two fundamental quantities, and therefore this speed is nothing but derived quantity. Now we have to derive the derived unit. So unit of speed is equal to unit of length or unit of distance divided by unit of time. So unit of length is nothing but meter and unit of time is nothing but second. So unit of speed is equal to meter per second. Second example, if we consider current, if we consider charge, because current is fundamental quantity. Now second example is charge. So what is charge? Using current is equal to charge upon time. Rate of flow of charge is called electric current. It means that current is equal to charge upon time. So current is represented by I is equal to charge is represented by Q upon time is represented by T, and therefore Q is equal to IT. So we can define or we can derive the unit of charge, that is Q is equal to unit of current, that is I, means ampere second. It is equivalent to coulomb. Means ampere second is equivalent to coulomb. Third example can be taken as by using third example. If we consider force, force is nothing but mass into acceleration. This can be written as mass into acceleration is nothing but speed upon time. Means mass into this speed is nothing but distance again upon time into time. this time, and the second time is the speed, distance upon time. So mass into distance or length upon time square. This is force. Now this force depend upon three physical quantities, fundamental physical quantities. One is mass, second is distance, and third is time, 2 times. And therefore unit of force is equal to unit of mass into unit of distance upon unit of time and its square. So unit of mass is kg into unit of distance is meter upon unit of time is second, and it is 2 times, means square. So unit of force is equal to kg meter per second square. In SI system we use unit of force is Newton, and therefore 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg meter per second square. This is derived unit. Understand? In this way we can express different types of the derived quantities and their derived units. Now we have to write these derived quantities and derived units. So there are some sign conventions, or there are some rules to write the derived units. Now what are these sign conventions or rules? I will not write here sign conventions. I will only tell you, just like a notes. Just I am giving you notes and you are taking notes on your notebook. So first sign convention is full name of any units is always start with small letters. We have seen in the last lecture. Full name of any unit start with the small letters, means for example meter, if you consider the unit of length, that is meter, then it start full name, we have to write full name, then it start with the small letter, that is meter. Or if we have to write this Newton, unit of force, it is also start with small letter, that is Newton. If we have to write unit of energy Joule, if we have to write it in full form, then it should be start with the small j, that is Joule. This is first sign convention, means full name of unit always start with the small letter. Second is symbol for unit named after a person should be in capital letter. If you have to write the symbol of any unit, and if this symbol is with the name of scientist, then it should be written with the capital letter. For example, Newton means capital N for Newton, capital J for Joule, capital A for Ampere. This is second sign convention or second rule. Third is other units, means other than this scientist name, other units or the symbol of any other units than this scientist can be represented by small letters, means small m for meter, s for second, this is small, small kg for kilogram, means in this way. म्हणजे जर युनिट सायंटिस्टच्या नावाचे नसतील तर त्यांचे सिम्बॉल स्मॉल लेटर्सने लिहायचं. जर युनिट सायंटिस्टच्या नावाने असतील तर त्यांचा सिम्बॉल कॅपिटल लेटरने रिप्रेझेंट करायचा. राईट लक्षात. नेक्स्ट, सिम्बॉल ऑफ युनिट्स आर नॉट टू बी एक्सप्रेस्ड इन प्लुरल फॉर्म. प्लुरल फॉर्म मध्ये सिम्बॉल वापरायचे नाही. म्हणजे जसं न्यूटन्स ज्याला अपोस्ट्रॉफिस एस लावतो, मीटर्स, किलोग्राम्स असे प्लुरल मध्ये सिंबल वापरायचे नाही. आणि लास्ट साइन कन्व्हेन्शन आहे फुल स्टॉप or any other punctuation mark should not be right after completing the or after completion the unit. म्हणजे एखादा युनिट झाल्यानंतर फुल फॉर्म म्हणजे फुल स्टॉप किंवा कुठलाही पंक्च्युएशन मार्क्स वापरायचा नाही. फॉर एक्झाम्पल लेंथ ऑफ रॉड इज 5 मीटर, देन डोंट राइट दिस डॉट, दिस इज फुल स्टॉप, दिस शुड नॉट बी राइट, you write only 5 meter. Or mass of Bob is 10 kg and not 10 kg and not 5 meter. In this way we can write the sign conventions. In the next topic we will discuss about the we have seen already supplementary units, that is plane angle and solid angle, but we did not define these angles, and in the next lecture I will define this angle. Okay.